All right, what is going on, hustlers? Welcome back into the channel. Today, I just kind of want to walk you through my thesis and kind of what I laid out on Twitter on this thread here on why I believe that right now is a fantastic time to take a look at Crabada. Crabada is a play-to-earn idle game with an upcoming battle game that very much resembles the battle game from Axie Infinity, with a lot more detailed in terms of the parts and their battle attributes and stuff that they will contribute towards the battle game and the stats that they will provide, the leveling up, all the things that are coming to the game, as well as their very own blockchain, their own Avalanche subnet, just like DeFi Kingdoms just went through. So we're about to see the Crabada economy go through the exact same thing. I'm going to lay out exactly what I'm seeing here, walk you through the basics and some dates that you need to have in mind if you are in Crabada or if you are looking to get into Crabada. There are some dates to look ahead to for whenever the blockchain does come through. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm just letting you know exactly what I am seeing in the markets and in the play to earn economies that I am participating in. Be sure to like the video if you enjoy the content, and as always, subscribe to the channel for more play to earn crypto gaming, metaverse, NFT content here every single week. So let's go ahead and dive into it, and I'll just kind of read through the thread. So I dive into why I believe now is one of the best times to get into Crabada. And Crabada has done 12.2 million transactions the last 30 days operating on Avalanche. Now, Avalanche right now is going through a little bit of a gas problem. So the gas prices to participate in Crabada have definitely gone up as far as, a chain that's not Ethereum, right? So a lot of people are like, well, the gas prices aren't much, right? Well, for Avalanche users, in retrospect, in comparison, the gas prices are definitely high, and it's majority due to Crabada. Crabada dominates the chain, and I believe they do over 50% of the network's volume at this current moment. So as we see here, they've done 12.2 million transactions in the last 30 days as Avalanche gas prices are rising. But DeFi Kingdoms, off the heels of the brand new subnet, have only done 9 million transactions the last 30 days. And on the way, we're about to shift from Avalanche over to the Swimmer network. And just today, the Swimmer network announced a lot of big developments, that the testnet implemented with Subnet EVM has been successfully deployed and is working. And you can check the testnet explorer there. And then this is the first step to beginning the new phase in the future of gaming. And here's what we have to look forward to. The testnet launch is successful, powered by Avalanche and TUS, and this is such a pivotal role, and we'll talk about this in just a second, guys. Crabada launch on Swimmer testnet on April 22nd. We'll see the idle game launching on the testnet for the team and the community to test to ensure everything works correctly. And then from there, we'll see May 9th, Swimmer Network mainnet launches. We'll see the Great Crabada migration, the idle game and marketplace bridging go down on the May 13th, and then we'll see the Crabada battle game launch on May 15th. So this is absolutely huge. So let's go through the thread here. Crabada will be pivoting to their very own subnet, just like DeFi Kingdoms, who utilize Jewel as the burn mechanism for their new blockchain. Leading up to the blockchain, that was definitely a buy the rumor, sell the news event, so to speak, but the market also didn't help along with it. Jewel did a 3.5, 4x leading up the couple weeks towards the blockchain. So it was definitely a big time event that led to a bunch of momentum and a lot of accumulation for the Jewel token. And we will see Crabada be using the exact same mechanism, using their own token, but they will be using TUS. Now, this is a very unique aspect because, as mentioned here, this is like Axie burning SLP as gas at their height, right? Instead, they chose to burn RON, the Ronin token, on their own blockchain. So no game has really done this at this scale. 12 million transactions over 30 days, and they're going to be pivoting to burning the utility token, the token that basically is burnt or that is only used for breeding and a couple other mechanisms in most economies. The utility token for this moment in play to earn has majority been used for breeding. No one at this scale has burned the token at this rate for a utility token that is also used for breeding and other mechanisms like the marketplace, rentals in the economy, etc. So we're going to see a unique aspect presented here with the TUS token being burnt as gas on the Swimmer network. TUS is about to go through the exact same setup that DFK chain went through now with Swimmer Network. But the setup here isn't really TUS as much as it is, the crabs. Right now, we're seeing crab prices at an all-time low. Floor prices are at about $500 to get into crabs. And you can take a look at Miko Crypto's ROI guides. These are updated every single week. And even just renting them out completely passively in the background, you can earn your ROI in just about 3 to 4 months on most crabs at the moment. And then you can take a look at the mining game. And typically on the mining game, this is excluding gas fees, so I'm going to add on some time. I would say 2 to 3 months you should have your ROI in the mining game if you are diligent. And then especially with the swimmer net coming, the gas fees will go way down, which will lower the cut of the cost to participate in the game, because the gas prices are actually starting to eat away at people's profits pretty substantially. But Miko Crypto NFT does great ROI guides on his Twitter here if you want to go in here and take a look at the different teams. There's 3 prime, 3 bulks. There's a couple of difference with 2 bulks and primes. That way you get the 10% bonus. I also have a full Crabada strategy guide on the channel if you want to take a look. But we'll kind of take a look at the thread and we'll see right now the lower that TUS price is going, and TUS's price is hitting a level. It's at new lows at the moment. We were as high as 34 cents, and we are hitting new lows at the moment for the TUS token. And as you see here, lower TUS price equals lower crab entries. So when I was just showing you the marketplace there, that's why the crab prices are so low. So when the battle game does arrive, I expect not only there be to be a supply shock just in general, because I think people will be swarming to get the best crabs for the battle game. But on top of that, this is going to bring guilds here, guys. What people aren't seeing, when you look at Pegaxy, for example, guilds participate in Pegaxy. They have 40,000 daily users. We can take a look at Axie Infinity. When you take a look at Axie Infinity, they obviously have a massive user pool over the last 24 hours. We're going to see their user base at 20,000. So, right now when you're looking at Crabada, if you want to take a look in comparison, we only have 6,000 players in the economy. And on top of that, we have 85,000 total adult crabs. Now, you might be thinking that sounds like a lot. This is not even close to most other economies. When you take a look at just Axie Infinity's listed Axies, at 600,000 listed Axies on the marketplace. So you can only imagine how many Axies are actually in circulation. We're taking a look at 85,000 total adult crabs in this economy, with a player base that's 3 times less than Axie Infinity. And when it comes to Pegaxy, this is 6 times less the player base of a Pegaxy. So we're taking a look at a game which is about to have an influx of players potentially whenever you're talking about the Yield Guild games, all these big merit circles who are going to see the yield potential and the game that is presented. It's a very familiar game for a lot of scholars, and the yield definitely outweighs Axie Infinity. So not only will it be a familiar game for guilds and their scholars, but on top of that, it's a way better yield game. So yield guild games, projects like that will be shifting here. As I do mention here, I expect there to be a supply shock of crabs on the market. At this time, there was 80,000 crabs. There's about 85,000 now, compared to 600,000 Axies listed. And so, as you know, crabs earn daily TUS or CRAW, depending on if you're mining, looting, or renting. And this game will attract the likes of yield guild games, for example. They'll shift players to a more yield profitable economy in Crabada. And it plays exactly like Axie Infinity as I lay out here. So what does this mean for crab holders? What does this mean for Crabada participants? Well, we're going to see, I believe, this exact same thing that we just saw with DeFi Kingdoms play out. So if we want to take a look at what DeFi Kingdoms just did, and keep in mind this chart, the big swings here on the chart. Let's take a look at DeFi Kingdoms. And I just want to show you the volatility beforehand and the run that it went on this blockchain surge. Right? So just before, it basically looks the exact same. Jewel was definitely bottoming. It's a play to earn GameFi type of project. A lot of play to earn GameFi tokens just really had a hard time when Bitcoin has been going down, even if they're great projects. Every project I've discussed in this video is an amazing project, for an example. And then you saw it go on this run leading up to the blockchain. So we went from $3, $4 up to, I believe at heights about 11.20, 11.32. So you 3.5, almost 4, 3.5x, your bag there if you accumulated Jewel at those levels, especially in these $3, $4 ranges, $3.90. Then you really did well if you were just farming all the way through, and then you rode out this right here. Hopefully you took a little bit of profits on your way up or on the top, or even as it was coming down a little bit. Just take a little bit of profits always. In my opinion, when your bag doubles or triples, just take your principal out. That way it's risk-free, and then you're only riding with profits. And when you're doing that, you're not rushing to your exchanges to sell when the market goes down. And then you have a lot more leverage in your positions because you can actually let the market play out, and you can actually have more of a long-term approach for the projects that you do believe in. That is just my opinion. Always, I am not an investment advisor. But we did see the exact same setup here play out with DeFi Kingdoms. We're about to see the same thing happen, guys, with Crabada. So I expect TUS token to pick up a lot of momentum and accumulation as people prepare for the launch of Swimmer Network. The accumulation on top of the breeding, on top of the battle game, which, by the way, as I've mentioned, it plays exactly like Axie Infinity. So you choose your team here, and I want to show you what I think are going to be the best crabs in the battle game. I think the best crabs in the battle game are going to be craboids, and after that, honestly, I think the Avalanche Prime Crab will be the best in the game because I haven't found a crab in the demo that's better, or even on YouTube on their demos. So I think the Avalanche Prime Crab here, his special attack is so powerful. But in my opinion, these craboids paired with these prime crabs, such as an Avalanche shell crab, for example, I think that these are very, very solid. But you always need to pay attention to the claw and the pincers and the shell. All of them have different attributes, and there's a lot of different resources out there where you can find what these different attributes do, and the white paper lays it out very, very solid. But as you saw there, that move right there from the prime crab, the Avalanche crab, is absolutely insane. We're going to see scholars, I believe, rush to this game. This plays exactly like Axie Infinity, and I don't see why a more profitable economy won't catch the eyes of all these guilds who are looking to profit, who are looking to catch yield guild games, as I've mentioned. So this is a no-brainer in my opinion, and I don't really, I don't say that lightly because, with everything accumulated for the next 45 days, probably for the next 30 to 45 days, from now to the blockchain launch until right after the battle game launch, and whenever these guilds come in and start sweeping the floor, because I do believe that will occur. The accumulation of crabs at this level will most likely turn out to be a very, very good move long term. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I've just been accumulating crabs. And with the current gas prices, I have been shifting to the tavern. Where you rent them out for people who are playing the idle game to rent for reinforcements, etc. So right now with the gas prices, it does eat into your profits. So I have enough crabs to where I'm just renting them out. And at the moment, I'm just making sure that the prices stay with the market. As long as you rent them out consistently, it's a very good ROI. Still about a 300 to 400% APR. Instead of the mining game, the battle game, or the mining or the looting game, where you can get about 500 to 600% APR on average. And this is, fluctuating probably, I would say 300 to 600% on, mining or looting. And I would say 300 to 400% on tavern. So I've shifted to the tavern until Swimmer Network. And I'm looking forward to discipleships, aka scholarships. I've loved renting out my horses in Pegaxy. I've loved renting out my Cyblocks and Cyball. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Let me know your thoughts down below on the future of Crabada. Do you think Swimmer Network is going to be very bullish for this economy as I do? What is your play? Are you involved in the economy? Are you looking to get involved? Let me know down below. Like the video if you enjoyed, if you are bullish on Crabada. or if you are bullish on the future of crypto gaming. As always, I'll be back later this week with another video, guys. Stay bullish, keep hustling. Peace.